Birthdays are always a time for reflection, and the older we get, the more there is to look back on. I've just celebrated my 78th this week, and with each year, I'm more and more aware of how easy it could be to draw inward, to make my world smaller. I'm determined not to do that until I absolutely must. I know how fortunate I am to still have the health, energy, and curiosity to keep growing. For me, these years are about discovering how big life can still be and not letting it shrink to the size of my comfort zone. I've caught myself at times hesitating when thinking about a trip to a new destination. Maybe that's too much trouble, or maybe I should just stay home this time. But every time I push past that moment, say yes to the new, or take a step towards something unfamiliar, I feel more alive. That's why planning somewhere to travel next has become so important to me. It's my way of keeping the doors open, of saying yes to the world while I still can. Sometimes a friend will join me for part of the journey, or I'll have a couple of days to visit friends along the way. But most of my travel is on my own. When I travel alone, I'm reminded daily that it's never too late to learn something new, to move my body, to meet someone interesting, or to stretch my comfort zone just a little bit farther. But it's not without its challenges as I age. Long flights can leave me stiff. Delays test my patience. Weather can turn my plans upside down. Jet lag sometimes has me wide awake at 3 in the morning. And yes, I've had the occasional stomach upset that made me stick close to the hotel. These things happen, but they don't have to define the trip. On long flights, I choose an aisle seat so I can get up and walk on the aisle and stretch whenever I need to. I break the journey into mental segments: a movie, a meal, a nap, another movie. It makes the hours feel shorter. I'm actually a very relaxed flyer. Sometimes once I get into the plane, I just let myself drift for most of the trip. It's a relief not to have to organize anything, to simply defer to the flight staff who are in charge. Just being able to sit there and not really be responsible for anything is, in itself, a kind of a mental holiday already. If there's a delay, I treat it as a bonus time to read, to enjoy a special coffee, people watch, or if the layover is long enough, explore a bit of the airport or even the city that I'm in. Bad weather? Well, that's when I pull out my rainy day list: cafes, museums, covered markets. I always have an umbrella ready, and a downpour becomes an alternate adventure. Jet lag? Well, it's almost a given. I try to adjust my sleep a few days before the trip, to spend my first day outside in the daylight as much as possible, and I keep my schedule gentle until my body clock catches up. It may take a couple of days to get back in sync, but I don't stress about it. It's normal when you're crossing significant time zones. For a stomach upset, I carry a little just in case kit: rehydration salts, some loperamide, and Gravol, and a prescription for ciprofloxacin just in case of emergencies. I've made a video about dealing with Montezuma's revenge, and I'll tag it at the end of this one. I'm planning an upcoming trip to Thailand later in the year, and I hope that I can avoid Bangkok belly. Then there are the scattered, quieter moments. Times when I've walked down a beautiful street or sat in a sunny square and thought it would be pleasant to have a travel companion to share them with. These musings are fleeting and perfectly normal. The truth is, the challenges and alone moments are just part of the texture of travel. They don't overshadow the good, they make it shine brighter. With plenty of solo travel under my belt, I've found many ways to make those moments social if I really want to. A walking tour is one of my favorites. You're learning something new, seeing the sights, and chatting without the pressure of forced small talk. I've had wonderful conversations just by asking a local for a restaurant recommendation. People respond warmly when you show real curiosity about their city. Joining an afternoon group activity like a cooking class brings people together and often results in laughter over a shared recipe before sitting down to enjoy the meal together. Small group day tours, whether it's snorkeling, wine tasting, or visiting a hilltop village, give me companionship for a few hours, but still let me return to my own pace. For me, it's the perfect combination. What keeps me traveling at this age isn't the number of stamps in my passport. It's the feeling of keeping my life wide open, saying yes more often than no, moving towards curiosity instead of caution, and finding ways to make each trip feel personal and alive. Travel will always have its surprises, some delightful, some challenging, but that's part of what makes it worth doing. The misconnection that led me to discover a new cafe, the rainy day that turned into a long conversation with a stranger, the quiet pride of navigating a city that I'd never seen before. These moments remind me that my world is still big and that I'm still a part of it. As long as I can, I plan to keep it that way, open, bright, and full of possibility. Safe travels. See you next time.